Welcome to The Eyes of Indigo with your infinitely curious hosts, Iris Carter and Margot Ross Sears. Our show is broadcast live at 9:30 p.m. Wednesdays. Socio-spiritual topics are laced with humor as we discuss weird stuff in a rational way. Learn more about us in our first episode, The Prequel. Shows are recorded and available on YouTube, Facebook, Spotify, iTunes, and other aggregators. A keyword searchable index is at iriscarter.com/EOI directory. Share ideas and comments in the program chat or by email. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share our show. Let us know you're here by typing your hello in the comments because we are thrilled to welcome you as we begin another adventure right now. And I'm here. Give me just a second to get back to this page. All right, here we go.
Technology Roomba.
Oh, God.
Oh, my gosh. Guys, we were here minutes ago. The internet was not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord, never a dull moment, I swear.
Never. We are not alone in our technical hiccups every day, all day long. I talk to people, and everybody swears now. Everybody cusses and swears. You're okay now. Damn it! Why isn't that working? Shit, that was just there. Comments like that, and you hear click, 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 click. And I tell them, dude, it's okay. It's all right. Take your time. Everybody's having tech problems, and then some people like to blame it on Mercury retrograde on top of that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we have escalations with technical problems. So Facebook is a no more. We're coming to you just from YouTube now.
Exactly. And I am trying to fix our postings because is anybody watching yet? I think
if anybody's observing,
coming up in the feed because I'm looking at it or what?
Type hi, please. Type ho, hello, hi ho, Heidi ho, howdy, namaste, drop dead, WTF, whatever you want to type. Type a little something. Let us know if you're out there because we're fooling around with figuring out what YouTube does solo. And it helps when people are talking to us. And besides that, tonight's topic involves you guys asking questions and us being intuitive, getting you some intuitive answers, some psychic readings. So, whenever you wish, start typing.
And here's the we'll give it a couple minutes and see. What I did was I went to YouTube because that's where I went to Facebook first of all, where I posted the link to the YouTube and posted the new link to YouTube because when I tried to start it originally it wouldn't start, and evidently it created a new link to YouTube. So I went into Facebook and said go to this link. And it won't let me edit the event itself with the proper link because then
it's already started.
The event that's already started, yes. So I just had to put it in the discussion. So I'm hoping people will catch that. Then I went to YouTube and just edited the description and said, go to this link and put the link in there. But if people don't refresh the page, they might not see
that
new link if they're just sitting there waiting for it to start. So
did you put up a fresh post altogether by itself on Facebook separate from the event announcement that says
I'll do that?
Yeah, it says, hey, technical glitch, please use this link instead. And eventually they might notice that faster than I'm thinking maybe they would notice, because comments can be obscured completely the way Facebook formats some of its stuff. So, yeah, posting in a couple of places might work. And we might end up doing intuitive readings in general.
Yeah, that would be kind of cool.
That would definitely be different. Yeah. Just doing a worldwide intuitive reads. Or read for each other. That's another one.
Yeah. Oh, that's
for our loved ones. Yep, I know. we can messages for, okay, what do y'all want us to know? What do y'all want us to spread and information wise? Good stuff like that.
I've been trying to think. There's stuff that's happened this week that I wanted to talk about anyway, and I can't remember.
A little peek behind the curtain, kind of supernatural good stuff, or
what has gone on this week?
I'm trying to remember.
I thought it was interesting. I saw that everybody's talking about the Stormy Daniels shit, and I heard on a talk show they were reading an affidavit signed by Stormy Daniels as late as 2018, where she said, "I have never, ever had a sexual relationship with Donald Trump. And this is the last I'm going to say on it. I'm tired of answering these questions. It never happened." And it's like, but then they're pulling him in saying he paid her hush money. And how can they do that when she said she didn't? She signed a document. She signed it like 2 or 3 different times.
I think we're looking at multiple timelines.
I think so.
On one timeline, they were involved. On another timeline, they were not.
And isn't that interesting? And then another thing was the fact that all the stuff that they brought up in New York is misdemeanor shit, and they're bringing it up on federal charges again. What's going on? Timeline?
Yeah,
laws are one way on one timeline and another way on another, and it's all just
a misdemeanor on one line, it's felony on another. Yeah, all these things do bespeak of multiple timelines, multiple realities, or multiple dimensions. Iris, can you explain a little bit more what we mean by multiple timelines and multiple dimensions? What are we referring
to? Because it's so fascinating.
It is.
And I'm actually seeing more stuff happen in real time. Like, and I can't think of a good example, but there's been a couple things that happened in the last week or two where I've gone, I know this was a timeline jump. Yeah. So what happens is, in general, when something happens, like, or if you have a decision to make, maybe you're trying to decide if you're going to move or not, and you decide, no, I'm not going to move. And there's a timeline split where both situations happen, where you do move, and then the one where you don't move, and they continue. And so these timelines can keep branching off. Maybe you're pregnant in one timeline and you have a miscarriage, but maybe where the miscarriage didn't happen, you continue in another timeline. And generally the way I see it is, because of other things that I've learned, is like we have our higher self, which is like our major soul entity
or major arcana. Yeah.
And then every time we have a new timeline, pieces break off. And I mean, it's not like it's still all connected, it's still all one, but you got, and so, but this persona doesn't know what that persona is doing, or because you're going on 2 different timelines. My sister talked about being in her car one day, driving down the highway, and in a flash, she saw an accident happening. And she had a choice, have the accident happen or don't. And she chose not to, but she knows the other timeline continued. She was able to avert the accident where she knows in the other timeline she probably died. And she had in a split instance, she was able to see both of them happening.
She was a cognizant of the diversion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then when you think about that happening with multiple people in your lives,
even more so, yeah.
Even more so, you've got diversity going on, their reactions and all that stuff. So it's really interesting. And so then we've got, through all the 3D, 4D growth and changes going on, some of these timelines are now coming together. There's an effort to kind of blend it because of going into 4 and 5D so that Gaia can make the change. And so now what people are doing is they're dropping off, like they'll drop their keys and put them on a table, and then they'll turn around and they're gone. And it's like, I just had them there, and they go look for them and they come back and then they're back. And it's because these timelines are kind of weaving back and forth and fluctuating because they're trying to come together. And so you get a little bit of that going on, and
which is chaotic, which we call fourth dimension. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I love Everything Everywhere All at Once, because it shows that concept.
Y'all check out that movie. It's a great movie. And you usually have to watch, I think it is too. You have to watch it at least twice to understand it. The first time it'll blow your mind. Second time you'll get a whole lot more. If you watch it 2 or 3 or 4 times, you'll get a lot out of it.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the movie Arrival, which is also about timelines coming back on themselves, but in a different way, which is also valid.
Yeah.
Yeah, the beginning of the movie is the end of the movie.
Little box on a line. So, yeah. And it looks like people are watching us now. So if you found us, let us know. We are planning to do psychic readings tonight, but you need to ask a question. We'll
Questions.
Yeah. So we'll take them first come, first serve. We'll do short readings. We're not going to go on and on. And hopefully you're able to ask them. Maybe you're on another timeline. Maybe I need to check YouTube and see.
That's true. It may very much be on another timeline.
Let's see what's going on YouTube.
See if there's any commentary. We're going to hop from a Facebook timeline to a YouTube timeline. Oh, Heidi found us.
Oh, yay. Okay. Well,
she said, and she says, here's one for you. I walk every day. The other day, I noticed a utility pole that has never been there on any of my walks, even last week.
It is not new because of the grown-up stuff around it.
It absolutely is not.
And Marga froze. I don't know if she's froze everywhere. Yay, Edith! Thank you. Glad you found
come back
us.
Around. Did I come back yet?
Yes, you're back. You're back. Okay. So yeah,
Edie found us. Yay!
Cool. Yeah, that is amazing that she saw the post.
And can take before and after pictures. That's even cooler. That's where you're talking about another version of what is it? Mandela effect.
Yes, that's a lot of timeline jumping stuff too. So Heidi said it's not as fascinating timing as if I could tell in person. So let's see if we can do it like Heidi does. Okay, here's one for you. I walk every day, and the other day I noticed a utility pole that has never been there on any of my walks. Even last week, it absolutely is not newly placed because of the grown-up stuff around it. I confirmed this from pictures. I literally stood there for 30 minutes. I knew it was timeline. I was timeline hopping. It's so fucking cool. Tried to put some in there for you, and she confirmed it in pictures. Yeah, I love that.
That's very cool. Very cool.
Yeah. And like I said, I've been noticing stuff more and going, that was a timeline. So.
The most remarkable thing, now, if you want to talk about that kind of cool experience as well, me and a mutual friend were driving past the airport in Greensboro on one of the major highways, 73, 40, something, not 40, something like that, right around in there. And we literally saw a passenger airplane in the air about a quarter mile up, not moving. It froze, and we called you and told
I
you about it.
remember, and then I found
Shortly
stuff that
about
tries
afterwards.
to explain that phenomenon. That it's
When we first saw it, we thought the phenomenon of
like a
of being of coming straight at you. We thought that was the case because the highway that we were on, the airplane was here. Okay, it's got little wings. Airplane was here, and we were coming straight at it. But then the road curved. Okay, and in this case, the road curved. It was here. We were coming straight at it, and the road curved past it and in front of it. So I was literally, the other person was driving. I was the passenger. So I was literally going past it, watching it go down. It never moved. There were trees. It was flying over trees. So I had visual landmarks that I could see that it was not moving. Okay. A jet, when it passes you, even if you're going in the opposite direction, it's going by you even faster. This fucker never moved. And we were shitting kittens, man. Like, holy shit. And I was afraid to get my camera because I was afraid to look away and it would disappear. And the other person was driving, so it's not like she could stare for long. And another car behind us was following us, so we couldn't pull over and force them to pull over on a very busy highway in the middle of the day. It was not conducive. And we were like, you're seeing this, right? Yes, I'm seeing this. Are you seeing this? Yes, I'm seeing this. Holy shit. What are we seeing? We're seeing this, right? I mean, we were confirming with each other the whole time. And I was like, no. She's like, wow, that looks like it's just sitting still. And I said, yeah, that's just that optical illusion of it, coming straight at you. And then we went past it, and the damn thing was not moving like it should have been. It was wild. But yeah, that's got to be a multiple timeline thing too, where you might call it a glitch.
I tell you, I thought of one that I know was a timeline jump.
Yeah.
We had a big job fair today at work. And I used previous attendees, got invitations to come be at this job fair. One of them being somebody from the sheriff's office. And it was on my list. And I recognized the deputy's last name because his wife works at another agency that was coming. So when I was doing the emails and adding him to the list and all that, I bet that's her husband, and I thought about it at the time. Later, I went back to my list where people hadn't responded and created a call list. I had another volunteer that was going to call these people who hadn't registered that normally would come. And I said, call them and make sure, because we hadn't gotten their confirmation that they're coming. The woman showed up today for the job fair, and she said, how come, did you send an invitation to the sheriff's department? I said, yeah, he never responded. I remember I sent it twice. I said, I'll double check, but I remember seeing his name because I remember thinking it was your husband. And she said, well, he didn't get it, and he didn't know about it till last night. I went and pulled my document up with the list of people that I had sent emails to, and his name's not on the list. Ooh. And it should have been because he was there last year, and he's not even on last year's list. And he's not.
Oh, wow. He's disappeared completely.
And it was like, and I remember sending, because I remember thinking, They will want to come because
You know
the
that now.
first year I did it, they just showed up. And so I've been careful about making sure they get the invitation so they'll register and for sure have a table. And one of the things I thought was, well, the county HR is going to be there, and they mentioned the sheriff's department jobs in their listing. So I thought, well, maybe they were just covering it and the sheriff couldn't come. And she said, no, he wants to come. And I said, well, tell him to come. We can make room. But she didn't hear. She messaged him, but evidently he was too busy to come or get anybody else to come. So it worked out anyway. But it was like, at the time I thought, timeline.
That sounds like a classic timeline jump too. It does.
Yeah,
Crazy stuff.
Just
Crazy
insanity. The stuff, and I've had a couple of things like that happen where I know I did something, and then
especially that setting something down, go away, come back, it's gone. Go away, come back, it returns. That happens a lot. That happens a lot. Well, Heidi, Edie, if you got questions for us, start typing in the comment section.
And even if it's not a personal question, if you have another question, if you don't have a reading question, another question will do.
If you want to ask
somebody else watching, but can't tell for sure.
Yeah, if you have a question that you know your kids would want to know, or your spouse, or your friend, or your dog would want to know. If you want to ask about global events, that's okay too.
Yeah.
Be happy to answer that. It doesn't always have to be personal questions. So feel free to throw out something creative or fun. But that'll be neat.
And it's interesting how Biden's pulling back on support for Israel.
That's news to me. I don't pay attention any more than I have to. So thank you for.
We need to get Israel. He's trying to tell Israel to lay off now.
The Palestinians or the Gaza. Oh yeah. Interesting.
And Iran's made a threat against Israel.
I heard about that.
And Israel's talking about, and Biden's trying to say no, don't do it. And so now everybody's like, what? And it's like, there's a lot more to this than
meets the eye. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pay attention to where you get your opinions from. Pay attention to where you get your opinions from. And you'll shock the crap out of yourself. Yeah, 2020 did a lot of that for us. So Edie's jumped up on here.
Not a question, but second new knee surgery on May 28th. First one has been life-changing. Oh,
congratulations, honey. Yeah, the vibe on that is very, very, very positive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, especially with a positive, beautiful history like that behind the first one. That is great news. Good for you. Awesome. Yeah. Here you go. Hang on a second.
Okay, there you go. And she's froze some more. Is she froze for everybody else? Don't know, but okay, come on. She lost. We lost her. I think she might have dodged out so she can come back in. Sometimes she does that. When she freezes, there she comes. So we'll give her a second. There you are.
There it is. I still see and hear you. It's crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy. And then sometimes I worry, well, maybe it's frozen on my side and y'all can still hear you and I'm the one. So I'm always trying to.
Sometimes that's true too, but reboot and bring it right back. We'll be all right. We'll be all right.
But yeah, I'm trying to think, there's a lot of distractions going on. There's lots of stuff. People keep saying, the white hats are in control, and I probably shouldn't be saying that, but you know what I mean. But that there's
shouldn't be a problem.
Yeah, but lots of good stuff going on that we can't see the whole picture, and
that's by design.
Yeah,
that's by design. That's right. You mentioned that before, that you were going to restudy some Reiki with a group from Hirsch. And it's amazing. Yes. What I used to teach and still do is basic Reiki. So there's a lot of really cool evolutionary stuff that's out there that goes beyond the foundational stuff. So that's great. I hope we get to hear more about your journey through another path with Reiki. That, yeah, it's, and with knee surgery, you got some application and experimentation on yourself you can do with it and have some fun in a great positive way. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool. I was going to ask you something about Iris, and I forgot what it was. It was based on what you were talking about with the news. All right, so you were mentioning, I'm just trying to rewind. You were mentioning that Iran was leaning on Israel
Mm-hmm.
and Biden's camp, because we all know damn well that it's not Mr. B in there. even if he wanted to be, the man's not capable. He just isn't. His health doesn't allow it. He's trying to tell them not to, and so now people are getting mixed messages. Is that where you were going
Pretty
with
much,
that?
yeah.
Adding to the chaos. Yep.
Edie says this teacher teaches 3 different kinds and did some holy fire. Holy shit.
Holy shit fire. Holy fire has gotten real popular, as far as I understand, in the triad with Reiki teachings. She does it for no charge, and she'll do master and teacher at some point. Yeah, ride that pony, honey. Yeah, because you're giving her excellent practice as an instructor, being her student, because you're a great student. Yeah, you're very intelligent. You picking up what people putting down. You're analytical, the whole 9 yards. You're great. So she's benefiting from you too at that juncture. So, but yeah, holy fire is very popular, and it
Hot stuff.
happens. It seems to have a. Yeah, that's a good way to describe it too. Excellent, thank you, Heidi. Can you talk about energetic contracts? That topic just came to mind to throw out for you to talk about, not necessarily for me, but if that comes up, it's okay too. Yeah, Heidi, you're very, very intuitive, as we personally know. So apparently, yeah, energetic contracts. Iris, what jumps out at you
Well,
when somebody says energetic contracts?
a lot of times with people, you have what is called energetic, or there's another term and I can't think of the word, but we have like not soul contracts.
That's kind of similar, but it's a little different too.
Yeah, but like we do different kinds of contracts with people. Anytime you promise somebody, you're making a contract. Anytime you say,
Commit to something.
Commit when you're committing to something, when you sign a marriage contract, when you sign a deed and all that stuff. But not only is it like a legal kind of thing, but there's an energy contract there. So sometimes, like, say, for example, later, say you buy a house and you sign the contracts and all the paperwork, and then later you're excited about moving to a new home, but you feel such a draw to your old home and you're scared to move, or you're fearful, or a lot of times that's connected with the energetic contract that you got involved with while you were doing the practical legal contracts. And so if you recognize, oh, it's not that I'm sad to be leaving, or it's not that I'm scared to leave, but it's because I have a soul contract or an energetic contract, and and you kind of change your belief system with your relationship with that contract. it's easier to get out of, and it's easier to detach from it. We kind of create these connections, and we do that with other people. Or maybe you tell somebody sometime, well, I'll always be there for you. You can always call me, and don't be afraid. And then later you're like, God, what the fuck did I get myself into? Let it go. Recognize you have a soul contract, maybe, or an energetic contract, or a spiritual contract of some sort, that you're afraid to let that go because you feel that commitment. And so a lot of times, like, I've worked with people to dissolve the contracts and obligations that they have created with other people. And it can be in past lives, it can be in present lives, past relationships, past things that you're connected. So when you can break those, not break them, but recognize that it's
closure.
Yes. Then that helps resolve those. Does that make sense, Heidi? I hope it does. And
humans
welcome.
seek out closure. Yeah, welcome, Earth Star Spiritual Center, Dale and Genius Stacy. And Edie was talking about her teacher. She does Reiki treatments at the Cancer Center.
That's really cool.
That's an excellent volunteer service. But yeah, energetic contracts. Humans seek closure. They seek new beginnings as well, but they always seek closure as well. They're kind of cyclical that way. And energetic contracts are a part of that cycle. Except for a lot of people don't realize their contracts are not infinite. They can be stopped or closed or changed, however you want to deal with it.
And when you make a commitment or a promise or a contract of some sort, things change and you no longer need it. And then you have to think of too, like, sometimes you got the same people coming back in your life, or you're kind of like, why does this kind of person always show up in my life? What kind of contract did you ask for to bring that kind of person into your life? It's a lesson of some sort, maybe, but sometimes it's just you made that contract, and so then you finally learn it and get rid of it, and then you realize, God, here they come again. Well, maybe it's to learn a new lesson or learn a deeper lesson, but maybe it's because you forgot to drop that need. And you don't.
Yeah.
You know what? I got it. I don't need this anymore. And there's been a number of times where I've had incidences happen where it's like repetitive, and I'm going, I get it. No more obligation to show me that lesson. I've got it. And it'll stop. And it's like, damn, I can't believe I was doing that to myself because I'd just gotten hooked in that cycle. So,
well, then let's call down, if you don't mind leading us and calling down that download from Creator's Perception.
Yeah.
And whoever wants it, yada, yada, yada.
And before I start, I want to say some people get tempted when they kind of learn this little thing. They'll go, well, then I'm just going to get rid of all my contracts. I don't want to be out. No, you need some. So,
structure.
If you would like to have Creator, the all that is, whatever you want to call God, whatever. If you would like to have the definition of energy contracts and have your definition be the same as the source definition, so that you can have Creator, sources, discernment, understanding, wisdom, all clarity to have the same as yours, all you got to do is just say the word out loud, yes, and get that download. So first of all, that you know what that is. And then secondly, if you would like to have the understanding and discernment of when contracts no longer serve you, and to recognize when it's time to release those contracts, say yes. And I'm asking for a download to those of you that want that for that. And
this is true of people listening to this broadcast in the future in an audio recording as well as video recording. This applies to you too. Right. It still works.
Yeah.
It still works. Mm-hmm.
And I'm hearing, should I reword that? Should I state something else? And I'm hearing, no, I got it. So I'm leaving that alone.
No, yeah, I think you got it. Yeah.
Okay. So I was like, did I say that right? Because I get in the middle of it and I'm not sure I'm saying everything.
No, you say a lot. You bring in a lot. Yeah, I was like, oh yeah, and that one.
Okay.
And that's a good point too. Oh yeah, she got it all. That was good. No, yeah, it's remarkable. Yeah, it is. It's remarkable. So thank you.
Yeah. Because it's kind of like a lot of stuff. You don't pay attention to what you say until it's all over, and then you're going, well, did I leave something out?
No worries. No worries. Well, you guys are quiet about asking for intuitive questions and readings and information tonight. It's unusual. You guys usually want to know some stuff, and that's okay. But it's just unusually quiet, which makes me wonder, what is the cosmos up to? Things have shifted this far. How interesting.
Something that I have found myself being reminded of, or that I find popping up that I'm having to remind other people about a lot lately is they're concerned about other people's responses, actions, obligations, that sort of thing. And I've talked to a number of people, like in my office, that'll talk about, well, my husband this, or my daughter that, or what. And it's like, remember, they're on their own journey. And I go, oh yeah, or talking to family members who, well, I've tried to tell so and so, I've tried to tell this or that, and it's like, and they're on their own journey. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. And so, and I think that's coming up more now because of all the changes that everybody's going through. Mm-hmm. And it's even more important time to focus on self and what you're going through and what's going to make you happy, what's going to make you further your journey. And you can't always worry about everybody else that's around you. And it's not your job to. You can let them in on it, but then whatever they do, let them be. Let them do their own thing.
Their journey. Yeah, let them have their own journey. It's funny. It's cool that it's not. Yeah, it is funny, but it's cool that you bring that up because day to day, talking about people, how you doing? What's going on? This is catch up. How's your mama? How's your dog? La 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 la. They keep coming to that same conclusion. Well, I said this, I did that, but so and so is just going to have to live with it. I'm not going to worry about it anymore. And I'm like, I've never really heard that many of the general populace come to that conclusion with no prompting.
I've had that happen a couple times too.
Yeah, without being prompted. And you're like, good for you, clarity. Mm-hmm. And I said, can I rephrase that? You're not responsible for everybody else's reactions and choices, or choice to decline, choice to participate, whatever. And they're like, nah. And I'm like, you genuinely get it. That's so awesome.
All right. So about her kitty Lily, and then Edie says Millie and Lily, or Millie. She's laughing about Millie and Lily. I don't know who Millie is, so
yeah, I don't know. I don't know what Millie is either. So Heidi, we're asking about your kitty Lily. Honestly, do you want to know? Is Lily in the afterlife, or is she missing in action right now? Or is she visiting somebody else's house and you want to know how it's going? What are we trying to find out about? Or has Lily got past lives that are showing up in your current life? Because
I'm getting the feeling Lily's missing, but
Heidi, type a little more and tell us which way. Lily is a very, very complex creature. That's very obvious, and she is right at the juxtaposition. She's a 2.5. She's not a 2 and she's not a 3, but she's about to be a 3. Honestly, I'd say she's a 2.9. She's about to become a 3, a third dimensional creature. Lily is pretty evolved for a pussycat, for a putty tat. And yeah, if you could tell us more. It's not showing up yet in the comments on our end. Tell us a little more about which way you want us to read about Miss Lily Kitty. Or at the same time, Edie, let us know who is Millie and Lily. That it made you laugh. She's here with me. She's 17 years old, super wise old.
So, okay, because that's what. Yeah, because then I'm like, whatever, wherever she is, she's got it going on. She's on top of things. But I was trying to figure out, was she missing, or maybe she? And I'm wondering if she's somewhat aloof sometimes. I mean, yeah, she's a super wise old.
Maybe she wanders off and comes back later. I don't know. Heidi does live in a rural area.
But so to me, it's kind of like she watches everything go on, but she knows exactly where she's at and what she's doing all the time. It's not like, so if anybody else is wanting to know what's going on with her, she's kind of like, meh. Oh, Millie is her mom. Oh, how's my mom, Millie? Oh, I'm sorry, Edie. We missed that comment. She commented. Gosh. It wasn't there a minute ago. This is.
I know. I'm like, seriously, I read through. What are you talking about? There it is. Jeez.
That is great. I did not see the Millie up there earlier. I saw Heidi and then I saw Heidi, and Millie wasn't there. Jeez, crazy.
Boom. There it goes.
Okay, so we'll get back to Millie in a minute. Heidi, she's alive in here, just asking if you get anything about her health. I get the impression Lily's not concerned about her health. Lily
understands she's old, and Lily doesn't give a shit. Lily's fine with that. You know, she's going to act like an old lady once in a while, but not unusual. And she's such a shamanic kitty that when it's time for her to go, she's going to be in perfect old kitty health and still go.
Yeah.
You're not going to see a gradual decline or anything like that. Lily's going to go when Lily wants to go. And it'll be sacred and it'll be important and it'll mean a lot to you and all that other happy stuff. And Lily will go out on her terms.
Mm-hmm.
Nowhere in nature and God's green and blue earth and deep black space of star of diamond skies. No God nowhere can make it different. Lily's going to do what Lily wants to do.
And Heidi, you said it yourself. She's a super wise old soul.
Yeah, and she definitely doesn't give a shit. Right. She's like the quintessential kitty cat. Don't give a shit.
And Edie says, of course it wasn't.
Of course it wasn't. Yeah, of course the line was not there in that conversation.
So weird.
Thank you for asking us to peek in on Miss Lily. That was interesting.
Yeah.
Lily is very cool. Beautiful soul. So how is her mom, Millie? Her mother, I believe, is deceased. Yeah. Do you have a read? Or a vibe coming in, Iris?
Not right off.
Okay. I can go out there and see what echoes. Millie's not nearby. I can tell you that, Edie. Yeah. She's moved way, way, way past this existence. Guys, can you show me an indication of what direction Millie went in? Which direction did Millie go so we can see and get an extrapolation?
She's paying attention though, but she's doing something way out there. And it's like, did I just hear my name? It's like, you want me to come all the way over there?
She heard a disturbance in the force. Millie's, of course, she doesn't go by that name anymore, but the entity formerly known as Millie, it appears that she has allowed a part of her soul to reincarnate as a different human somewhere else on the planet, not even in this country. But as you can find out if you go digging, humans don't completely reincarnate their whole soul. There's just pieces of it that does that. And you get to choose how much of your energy / soul, whatever you want to call it, goes into that lifetime, that expression of self. You basically are an oversoul of several versions of yourself. Another way of expressing that is you have different pieces on different timelines, on different dimensions all over the place. And they have different levels of intensity, different percentages of energy from the big thing that is you. Your higher self is another word for it.
If you missed the very beginning of our show, go back.
Yeah, rewind.
That's funny that we were talking about that, and now here we come to it.
And here it comes back around. But Millie's tinkering with reincarnation a little bit. But the rest of her is quite occupied and growing and learning way, way, way on out there. She's not in the farm league anymore. She's playing with the big boys out in the show, to use some baseball terms.
These kids, they just keep calling mom, mom, mom.
What kids are you talking about, sweetie? Maybe she's talking about something intuitive.
Yeah, interesting. I used to have the dial tone, the tone on my phone for my children that was Huey going, mama, mama, mommy, mommy, mom, mom, mommy, mom, mama, mom. And that was my phone ring for when my kids called me. And I'd walk through the store or something, my phone would be ringing, people would just crack up.
I remember hearing that. Mama, 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 mommy, 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 mom, mom, mom.
Nothing.
Nothing. I remember having these conversations with my mother once in a while. Just needed a little check-in. Excellent. Well, thank you, ladies, for bringing us those two opportunities. Is there anything else about Millie or Lily? Those are excellent names. They sound like a couple of pet ferrets, maybe.
Yeah. Goldfish.
Goldfish, yeah. Lucy and Ethel. It's another one.
Oh God, Lucy! I cannot look at Lucille Ball now, and
it's ruined. All of Hollywood is ruined. All these beautiful icons.
Yeah, but, and not trying to be evasive, y'all, but when you think about somebody with as much power as she had, because she was very, very powerful and intimidating in Hollywood.
She was the most powerful female and over several of the male executives ultimately because she had that much
she presence. Had fiery red hair. And what is Lucy
short for? Lucille is one answer. There's another popular name that LUCI is short for. And it's a 2-syllable name.
3 syllables.
And I'll give you. That's right. I'm thinking Lucy. You're right. It's a 3-syllable name. And it makes you wonder what it is.
Yeah. And the fire. Yeah. It just.
And some fire with
And
that
you
red
realize
hair.
the shit that went down around her and all that stuff. It
If
just.
you, I don't know if you've ever read about what kind of reputation Desi Arnaz had, her husband, or her husband and business partner. He was considered a womanizer
Mm-hmm.
and a game player uh, in those endeavors of the flesh. Let's loosely call it that. But his wife was such a powerhouse, she didn't care. Um, this gives you an idea. The reason I bring it up is it gives you an idea of how open-minded these people were. You can be so open-minded that your brains fall out. Okay, you can do that. That can happen a little bit, but yeah, you lose discretion. You lose discernment. You lose what is the word? Ethics. You lose morality when you get that far out in the powerhouses of Hollywood. And if you have ever had a chance to enjoy the documentary called Operation Mockingbird, you'll find out where the impetus came from, the motivation came from for these Hollywood moguls and powerhouses to start playing very EVIL games.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
But
Edie, you are correct. We'll just put that up without repeating. And then
mhm. Yep. And if you look at what her staged last name was, what was her stage last name, Iris?
Ball.
And there's another way to spell ball, and it's BAAL. Look that up. And find out what BAAA, well, not 3 A's, 2 A's, BAAL also means or is the name of. And it just goes on and on and on.
Yeah.
But
Well,
yeah, there's a lot of people in Hollywood. It was disappointing to find out that those comedy and love and warm, fuzzy reputations were a front. They were, and they are actors, guys. They are actors. They are
it's funny. I used
actors.
to watch
That's
her
what they
shows all
do.
the time when I was a kid, and I liked them. But at the same time, there was something about her that just I couldn't
Interesting.
click with her. I liked the other characters. I liked the stories, but I didn't like her.
It seems strained. It seemed. Are you talking about? I'm wondering. I remember thinking it was just a little too edgy, a little bit forced.
Yeah.
Not sincere. It was too much all the time.
Yeah.
Like she was trying to compensate for something.
And it was like, and I thought as a, and I never had a desire to be around her or to meet her. You know, like a lot of stars you see on TV shows, and you go, wow, I bet they'd be fun to be around. Even if you find out later they're total asshats or whatever. It was never, it was like, she would drive me crazy, and I'm scared of her. Not scared, but you know what I mean.
Found her unpleasant in that thought. Yeah.
And I don't like the reruns. Cannot watch the reruns.
They're so awkward. They are so awkward.
And I found Edie was say she said when kids call my mom, and she said, well, it was just a joke. Parenting never ends. And she's still calling out mom, like mom,
mommy, where's my mommy?
So that's
absolutely. Well, guys, thanks for indulging us for a little while longer and talking about some outside of the box things with us.
And let's see, next week we've got IBS, irritable bitch syndrome. And to give you an idea, there's a lot of people that are kind of feeling like they're living duality. It's like I get the idea that I'm supposed to be more open, more loving, but then I just want to go all out bitch on somebody. You know, like I'll be one day I'm fine, and the next day I'm like, you know, I feel like, okay, I got this down. peace and love, happiness, all that good stuff. And then all of a sudden it's like, and it's what is going on? So that's kind of what we're talking about is the irritable bitch syndrome. But it's not just to women. It's that flip-flopping that a lot of people tend to be going on. Part of the chaos.
Part of the chaos, part of being two sides of one coin. There are ways to manage that and identify it, and to keep in mind it's not about you.
Yeah.
But on the other side of the coin, it is about you.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll talk more about what the hell did I just contradict myself? Find out next week.
Yes. Thank y'all very much. We'll see you then.
Namaste.
Thank you for joining the Eyes of Indigo with Iris Carter and Margot Ross Sears. Remember to like, subscribe, and share this podcast. Music is Arcadia by Kevin MacLeod. Find us at facebook.com/Eyes of Indigo, on YouTube under @Iris Carter Enterprises, and on various podcast aggregators. Copyright 2020.